right, it's me. It's LEEBOYTV. I am here with the Prime Nostalgia Podcast, and I got my co-host with me. And look, I'm calling him the co-host, like he didn't start the whole thing. But Prime, tell everybody
What's
what's
up?
up, man.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's me, PRIME. Just here chilling today. What's up?
It's a hell of a day, man. We had the inauguration going on. Everybody's up in arms. Everybody's happy. Hope them well, depending on what side you on. But we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to keep it nostalgia. In fact, lift some spirits. And I brought a homie with me that I've known for a while back. Man, what can I say about this guy? He's a young, talented guy. He's been in the game forever. Very strong minded. He's got a lot to say. He stands on a platform that you guys should check out. And that's my guy. I'm gonna call him AJK. Andre Jamal Kinney. What's up, man? I just made
What's
that up
up,
on the
man?
fly, man. I never called you AJK in my life.
Never. Hey, I'm here for it. It's been too long, bro. First of all, like
Hell
we
yeah.
we grew up together, bro. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Man, like years. I think I met you when I was 9 years old.
Mm.
I was 9, bro, and that was like 10 years ago.
Hey, that was 10 years
Yeah.
ago. Hell.
Plus another 11. So.
Hey man, but I'm super excited to have you on. You're actually the first person I have and from Amazing Grace Conservatory. If you guys don't know, that's our background together. We grew up acting and studying this thing called acting under a great tutelage. Wendy Raquel Robinson and many other greats coming from that family tree. And so it's a pleasure to have you and something that I've been plotting on for a while. You just found out about it once I texted. You was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll come do it. So thank you, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man. So when I heard about it, I said, "Oh, that's my boy. I got to come through." I live for nostalgia, especially give me some '90s nostalgia, give me some 2000s. I'm here for it. Yeah, and AGC, man. If where would we be without AGC? I mean, we'll get to that, but man, I love me some AGC.
That's a good question. That's a good question. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get into it. And then Prime, I definitely don't know. I don't know if you've met Prime, but this guy's a huge nostalgia buff. He calls himself the king. He's the self-proclaimed king. He's got the crown. So we're gonna see what he can dig up throughout this episode as well.
I just say ain't nobody been able to take the crown yet. So
Ooh, hey, people challenging the crown too. Andre got a crown on right now,
Man,
man.
it's right here.
Tell
Got
us
on my
about
brown
it.
crown.
Can we get into it? Just tell us what made you start rocking that. It's dope.
You know what? I started it as like a hair protective thing. I'm going on this hair journey where I want to do the natural thing and feel good about myself. And I just looked in the mirror one day. I said, I feel real black right now. I feel real strong. So it's been my thing ever since.
That's dope, man. That's dope. It looks good on you too, for sure. So
Thank you, man.
hell yeah. So man, so today we have a topic, but before that, I did want to just talk to Andre a little bit about his acting career because he got started so young. Like you said, you alluded to we met each other at 9 years old. And that's shortly like right before I got into the acting game. And me and you at AGC, I'm gonna say like we held the mantle as far as people actually represented on television for a little while. Like before us, it was like Marquise and it really kind of stops there. And me and you kind of hopped on early in the game, had agents and was really doing the thing. And like just tell the people like first off how you got started because it starts with getting an agent. And so,
Yeah.
can you just tell that story about like how you got an agent and maybe when you first started going out for auditions?
So when I was 6 years old, I was in my mom's face all the time. Like, I want to be on TV. I want to be on TV. Like, I had my favorite shows that I always quoted, and I would go to the mall and like pretend to be a mannequin in the store. I loved attention. So my cousin was a model at the time, but her modeling agency also had a commercial department. So I sent in some headshots. They had me read a couple lines. Next thing you know, I'm like doing print work and commercials. And I want to say the first 2 years, so 6 and 7, I was doing mainly commercial and print. And then, you get that first speaking role and all of a sudden you get that SAG card. So that was my little green light. And from there, I was just blessed for so long, just commercials and film and cartoon, just all doing all the things I didn't know I didn't know that I loved it so much. I knew that I was having fun, and I knew that I was doing exactly what I asked for, but I didn't know how much of a blessing it was. And I don't think I realized that until AGC. When I tapped into AGC, I already had a little resume going, and I assumed that everybody else, like you said, like I assumed everybody was doing better than I was. Right. So when I came in, I was like, oh wait, I have an advantage, and I really need to take advantage of that advantage. You know what I'm saying? So I just started studying more and more as I was working. You know, I never took anything for granted, and to this day, I still don't take it for granted. And yeah, I've just been able to build on the relationships that I've had with producers and directors, and, you know, keeping the same agent that I've had the entire time. You know, I believe in creating relationships, and I think that genuine relationships is really what keeps you going in the industry. Talent as well, but you gotta connect with the people.
You gotta come with something.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's dope, man. Cause so you actually had the opposite experience of me coming into AGC, because I had never done really anything. I think I want to say I done a little bit. I think I had an agent. I don't think I had any work though. But I definitely got into it. It just sounded like you had the opposite experience from me. Because I got into it after, and getting into agency actually got my confidence up, seeing people maybe like you, because you was already in, like you said, at 6. That's dope. I didn't realize you had started that young. So yeah, bro, you hopped into the game crazy, especially when it came to those TV show guest spots. Like, I know you did the Wayans Brothers. I think you did 90210. Was you on there with Miss Denise? I don't know. You had
That's crazy.
I mean, let me just look up the list. You was on City Guys, Touched by an Angel, Bernie Mac show. You did a lot of, you hit all the black spots low key, yeah, like from the late 90s, like the late 90s.
That was my first kiss too. Camille Winbush, Nessa. That was my first kiss.
Wait, for
real?
Man,
first kiss and first on camera kiss. It was just a whole moment.
Hey, that's a story to tell. Hey, we might have to get them back together, Prime. We can make that happen on the pod. Damn, that's dope. You got a lot of history under your belt, man. And one that we saw come up earlier in this pandemic, in August 2020, Kiki Palmer, I think she put out some tweet about, or something about her show, Kiki and Jamal. Now, is this an exclusive? Am I like one of the few people that know about this, or is this making its rounds around the internet as far as nostalgia?
You know, it's crazy how viral that moment went. Right. Everyone was trying to dig it up. You had a couple people saying like, "Oh, I remember that show," and I'm like, "No, you don't, because it never aired." So I think I was in high school, so I was about 14, 15. Yeah, we shot that for Disney Channel. It also had Vanessa Hudgens in it. It was an amazing experience, man. Things happen, pilots don't get picked up, but that show opened up a lot of doors for Disney. That led to me doing The Proud Family. By the way, the reboot is coming soon, and I'm a part of that as well. So make sure you watch on Disney Plus. And that ultimately led to Hannah Montana as well. So it's crazy how the universe works, because actually when we initially, linked up and talked about this, that was, I want to say, a day or two later, I got a call from someone at Disney, and it led to me working on a project next week with them. So I think it affected everyone. It even affected the people at Disney. They probably looked back and said, damn, we messed up on that one.
You know what? Maybe she was keeping it too real in there, because she was going to, like, I don't know. Maybe they just thought it was going to be too edgy, because to me, it looked like it was going to be so hilarious and so needed for our community. Absolutely. Maybe it's something that, they was a little bit scared of, because Kiki, she don't really doubt back. Like, she's going to be herself, and that's what we love about her.
Oh, yeah. That's my Chicago baby. She's always kept it real. From that age, she's always been powerful. Like, her energy has always been raw and powerful. Now to see her turn into this beautiful woman and finesse that power, it's like, yo, you're a mogul. You're doing it. I'm proud of her.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot that goes in with pilots. Some, like you said, get picked up and some don't. I just gotta bring attention to this. I'm totally honest. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just keep the theme song, pick it for another show, another something. I don't
Oh,
know.
because the
Maybe I'm
theme
just a
show
big
was
theme song. Yeah, I'm
the
just a
theme
big theme
song was
song person.
popping, huh?
She was singing, and we were dancing too. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
you get a
actual
little spin
promo?
on them. Yeah, you get a
Yeah,
spin. I seen it.
yeah.
My little AGC moves in it.
It,
I,
it
I,
this, and can we bring
what,
it back to AGC real quick before because I know we want to talk about Kiki and some of the mogul talk a little bit later, but as far as AGC and I know right now, are you still teaching dance up there?
I'm choreographing, and I'm also teaching acting classes because this new semester is via Zoom. So I'm teaching them acting for the camera. Like setting up your. I mean, everything we do is self tapes now. Like you're not going into the room because of COVID, and even before COVID, uh, self tapes was like 90% of what I was doing, unless it was like a commercial or something. So I'm teaching the kids like, hey, you need to set up your own stuff. Don't ask mom and dad to hold the camera like this. That's not professional. So I'm teaching them professionalism and acting. And before I even move into how to act or how to be an actor, it's like you got to know what you're doing first. I got to give you the knowledge. So yeah, I'm teaching acting as well as choreographing.
And can you tell people like I can tell people what AGC is from my perspective? I was down there when it was on Crenshaw and Adams, like way back in the day. It was the hood, and it seemed like a bunch of kids that was rambunctious. We was dancers and we was creative minds all put together in rooms, and it's still like that. I could tell just from my visits up there. I just seen the last production Scrooge. Uh,
Mhm.
I thought that was real dope. But just tell people what AGC is and a little bit of your role, just to give them a little plug on our background too.
Okay, so Amazing Grace Conservatory was founded by Wendy Raquel Robinson, love her, Tracy Lamar Coley, Mr. TLC, and it is a conservatory that brings in LA kids of all breeds and natures and backgrounds, and they instill in us the discipline of acting, dance, and song. Uh, and you think that it's just like a school where it's a factory where they're trying to create stars, and it's so far beyond that. It's a home. It's therapy. It's amazing to watch. We've really created a family at AGC, and you know this. I mean, you the OG. You one of the OGs of the family, so you know.
Hey,
But
you know.
it's musical theater is just something that's disappearing from the world in general. Schools are taking performing arts out of their budget, and kids just they don't know the rich history, and they don't know the power in art anymore. No, not like they used to anyway. And AGC is still one of those places that really appreciates what art does for the soul.
Right. And it really translates with the people that have crossed over into the professional realm, their skills that they put out there, including yourself, hopefully me. And I have a personal question for you. Have you ever tried in your hand at any singing? Have you wanted to become that dual threat that we seen from so many child stars? I seen you actually dance for the Bernie Mac show. So you actually put in a little, you was up there. I think you got quoted as a dancer. I'm like, what? He's a dancer. So you
You
out
know
there as a
what?
dual threat already. So let's talk about this singing career, Mr. You got any vocals for the people?
I do sing. I sing.
I mean, see, look,
I sing.
my bad. Look, this is what we'll plug the project.
But the thing is, I acknowledge that I don't have the level of passion for singing that I do for acting and singing, and I feel like it's disrespectful for people to say I want to do all three, but you don't have the same respect for all three. So until I get to that place where I need to be. You know what? I'm lying to you. Let me stop lying. I'm afraid of singing, okay? I don't have as much confidence as I do in acting and dancing, okay? I respect the heck out of it. But just I can control my nerves with acting. I can control my nerves with dance and choreography. But with singing, if I'm nervous, you're going to hear it right here. But I do believe I have a voice.
And you know what it is? It's because all those bomb singers that we know from back in the day, it's hard to compare ourselves with I'm gonna just say the Shay Leahs, the Revons from that was my era in the agency.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't sing on a couple of tracks, but yeah, I would never put myself out there like that. So I'm not a dual threat. I ain't gonna never claim to be, but we do want to talk about some of these people in history, Prime. And with that, should we go to break before we get into that, or what you got for the people, man?
I got two things. For one, you say you're not a singer, but you've been singing for like the past 5 weeks on this show.
Oh, me, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put out. Well, we had the topics that would call for some singing. You know what I'm saying? We talked about
you even
love.
made.
So I had to
Yeah, Johnny Gill comment on that.
I get it in. Oh man.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. I just thought about this. Yeah, you were Curtis in Dreamgirls.
I was Curtis.
Oh, you were singing.
That out, Prime. Look, one time I was somebody in Dreamgirls. I couldn't even remember, but yeah, I was Curtis. I did my thing,
Man,
step into the bad side, I
did. That was a number right there.
You was right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to break. Everybody, welcome back to the Prime Nostalgia Podcast. We're here with AJK, as I AK'd him earlier in the episode. But no, Andre Jamal Kinney is here with us, and I just asked him about how he got into his video game career or doing voiceover with that.
Yeah, so I took this this random voiceover class. My mom was just like sticking me in everything while I was doing AGC. I was also doing that, and one of the people who taught there just happened to be an agent, and they said, "Oh, okay, I want to sign you." And started with like little commercials here and there, same thing, just starting with the small stuff, the little spots, and then like games like Red Dead Redemption. I didn't even know that I was doing that game. So I've done a couple games with Rockstar now, and the thing is, they don't tell you what the heck is going on until it comes out and you see your name on IMDb. I did not know I did Red Dead Redemption. Is that what it's called?
I
said it right?
Red Dead Redemption. That's the one.
So I didn't know that I did it. They like give it an alias and all of that. So I want to give you like a cool story about how it happened, but I know what was happening. They do this really cool thing though, where they have to put this color on your lip. They put this camera on you, and they pretty much like dot you in certain places where they get your face recognition and all that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, and then they just throw like a bunch of lines on the screen. They say, now say this one like that. Now say it like that. Now say it like that. Now the next line. I mean, I did the entire game, I want to say in 3 days, and I played like 11 characters. So yeah, it's quick, but it's really cool. The experience is really cool.
That's dope. And they're literally utilizing your acting skills with those dots, with all that motion sensory technology. So it's really more than just voiceover work. It's actually, you're actually making the game in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah. They're fusing it at this point. I mean, what's the name of the game? Not Left 4 Dead. What's the game with the little girl? There's a guy and a girl. Came out recently.
Laura Croft? Tomb Raider?
It's like a zombie post-apocalyptic game. But whatever the game is, my homegirl is actually in, like, they're not even drawing these games anymore. They're actually just filming it and like putting on these suits. I'm a geek guy, but I was still blown away by that. I'm very geeky, and I was all into that. It's really cool where technology is. Like you said, it's not just voiceover. Even with acting, it's not just acting. It's not just singing. It's the triple threat thing you're talking about. You have to be able to do multiple things at this point. You can't just have one trick up sleeve.
All right, so is that the segue we needed, Prime? Can we get into this? Because I've been hoarding this little topic for a while because I'm just so in love with some of the nostalgia, dual or triple threats that have come out there. Some of the huge names that have come from Disney and Nickelodeon and from other walks of life, other acting avenues. So I just wanted to have a quick discussion on, a little topic here on the Prime Nostalgia podcast. We try to, deep dive a little bit and have some fun. It's all about fun. But I just wanted to hear some of you guys' favorite names of child star actors that have crossed over into become pop stars and to become TV show hosts like the Kiki Palmer. Starting off with the Justin Timberlakes and the Britney Spears are like the godfathers of this thing.
Yeah.
If not others, and we can even.
Well,
I can say
I'm
gonna say.
can we count Britney Spears as an actor?
What was that?
Can we count Britney Spears as an actor?
Well, she was on Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, she was acting.
And what was the one that was on Barney? Who was on Barney?
Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones.
Kyla Pratt was on Barney too.
See, look, that's what I think she's saying. That's what I came to do is remind y'all some names. Because you can throw Drake in that bag too, right?
Degrassi, yeah.
In that bag,
yeah. Hey, I thought he was that person, like in real life. I thought he was in a wheelchair and all that. When I saw him walking around rapping, I said, "You serious?" I had no idea.
I don't even know how he got just shook that whole stigma off and got to the heights of what he is, because I know I was trying to hate hard. I was hating, bro. I'm cool off this guy, whoever Drake, because I used to do my little rap thing and all that little soft, that he was buttery smooth. I ain't gonna lie, he was nice from the beginning. But I did a lot of it because of his background. That was a gangster time in hip hop, and he really changed it, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
yeah, crazy. He did. Who else? You mentioned her earlier, Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Came from the house of Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and that's that's home team. And honestly, I'm gonna just say it now. This is the whole reason why I wanted to have this topic, because I just love Ariana Grande right now, and my girl, she gives me the pass to love her, so I'm cool with that. And then also she just really stepped her game up, teaming up with Mariah Carey this past holiday season. I was glad to see that union, and just her voice in general, man. She's once in a generation, I would say, type star. And out of all the people that I've seen rise up from Nickelodeon, I'm just coming here to say I need you on the podcast, girl.
All right,
Ariana, that's at first when I started off, I wanted Will Smith. I'm like, if that's gonna be the top person. Now, man, I don't care about Will. He didn't diluted himself in the whole nostalgia community. We wanted to bring Ariana. We want to bring Ariana Grande back to the nostalgia community. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that'd be dope.
Tell her how she let her know how she really started out here on Nickelodeon. But
with red hair.
Well, Andre, you got to work with another person that falls right into this category, and that would be Miley Cyrus. Just talk to the people about what it was like being on a show like that, recurring with such huge star power behind it, but between her dad, and then just the whole community behind Hannah. People was on Hannah Montana. I never really saw it back then. As actors, we never really watched stuff. We just auditioned for it, right? But it just definitely broke outside of even Disney culture, spilled over to Migos and so on and so forth. What was that like?
It was nuts. Okay, it was nuts. That was the peak of me feeling like I need to put some shades on when I go outside. I'm not exaggerating. It was that. But it was an amazing, amazing time. The thing is, I came in episode 2, and then I finished out the first season. So when I started, nothing hit yet. The show hadn't aired, so they were still it was still little Miley doing the show with her daddy. And, everybody else was just so excited for it to air. And when it aired, I remember we walked in for the next episode, the next week, and we were just like, oh, we're working. We're doing a good job. Okay, let's keep going. It was so much fun. And I know that Miley, I feel like child actors in general have a hard time growing up because people feel like they have an opinion as to how they should grow up. And I think that she had a really hard time being accepted because she was the girl, she was the wild child. she was breaking out. But I can tell you that was her from day one. Like she's always been full of energy. She's always been like a great person to be around, and you never know what's going to come out of her mouth. And I don't even mean that in like a shocking negative way. It's just like she's a spontaneous spirit. And it was really fun working with someone like that. And that was my first time working with a group of people my age. You know what I mean? Like you do guest stars and you hop on to other people's shows and you're working with adults.
The one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you either on set or they take you right back to school. Right. You don't really get to hang out, but we were able to hang out in school together, eat lunch together. You know, like everyone would go to someone's house or, you know, go to parties together. That was one of my top 5 acting experiences for sure, just because of the camaraderie we had on set. It was all love, like all the time.
Yeah, that's dope. And I know what you mean, because I never got that experience. I was always the kid on the set for sure. Even on all that, me and Amanda were the same age, but everyone else was almost adults until Mark Saul came on. But most people were adults acting like kids, and we was up there kids acting like adults, right?
That's crazy. Yeah, I never thought about that. I never thought about the fact that you came in as the younger person. Of course, I knew that there was an age gap, and you know they had been like Keenan and Kel were on the show for X amount of years, but it didn't register to me that you went through the same experience that I went through, like working with adults. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, I always saw you.
Yeah, I was on a kid show, so it would seem like it, right? It would seem, and it was a really fun experience and stuff. But yeah, like Keenan and Kel, they was 18, 19, 20 having kids. And, you know, I was 10, like I was 10 to 12 on there. But you talked about Miley Spirit, and just talking about it kind of reminded me of what you may say about Kiki. Like they was both like just kind of wild child, uninhibited, but still very professional and very respected and talented. Like they both have owned their skills to a crazy, like professional level. Would you compare working with both of them, either of them, or what would you say about their different styles and being around two people that seem so similar but may have some differences we don't know about?
I feel like they had a lot of similarities. They didn't hold anything back. And I always admired that because I've, you know, as a child actor, not someone who just comes in and just takes off, you know, but the one that's like starting from the ground up, we're sort of trained to behave, you know, or, you know, act a certain way on set or act a certain way on stage. And they had a beautiful way of honoring that, but also being like a kid, you know? There was just like a certain innocence that they both had about how loud they were. It's like, no, you're not a badass kid. You're adorable and you make great TV. Cool. I can deal with you being loud for a second, but learn those lines. So
I think girls
they're a lot like
that better at that age, like that 12, 13 age. It's like, cause there's nothing you can do with them. Like, it's like, you just too much. Like,
just let them wiggle around. Just let them wiggle till they fall asleep, please.
That's how these girls and young men, but I think we see women actually maybe flourish more in this superstar category that I'm trying to create. We see them flourish based on that freedom that they get on these shows, and I think, I don't know, it gives them this confidence that it allows them to take over the world. Another person I would put into that box that is an I absolutely love, I'm a huge fan of, and I was wondering if you guys would consider this person, especially Prime, I want to hear your opinion on this, is Lauryn Hill. He do.
Yeah.
Superstar. Yeah. And you know, I'm always talking about Lauryn. But she had an early acting career in her own right. She could have killed the acting game.
It was so natural.
I love her, and obviously, look, Sister Act. Is that her like soul? Is that her only acting gig, or?
That's what I know her for.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
But she made me believe that, like, oh no, this is my 5th movie. Like
right.
I wouldn't have known at that age, like, was she a singer turned actor or actor turned singer? You know how you can usually tell. It's like, oh, you're really good at this, and you need to, you're getting started. No, she was great in everything she did.
It's amazing. Yeah. So I think that's like before we go ahead, Prime, because I'm about to ask the final one
I
of my
was gonna say, look,
not the final, but
this is off topic, but I just had to bring this up. I just read that Cardi B is about to start her own movie. Do y'all think things like that, where it's like a rapper or a singer in their adult age, they go over to acting? Does that transfer well most of the time? Like a Will Smith?
Leah, you want me to take this or you got it? Leah?
Well, yeah, what you think? You look like you had something on your mind.
I think it depends on how seriously you take your craft. I don't think age has much to do with it. I think that as long as she's taking it seriously and she's doing the work to make it happen, great. Get it, girl.
I mean, with her, we know she has the personality to do it. So it's it would definitely depend on like her direction and obviously, how seriously she takes it. Because we seen Kim Kardashian on screen, and that wasn't. And Nicki Minaj, it wasn't really.
That didn't hit either.
Yeah,
I mean, no shade now. Don't have the barbs come take you out.
Hey, I'm welcoming all smoke. We need any type of we can get on the podcast right now. So accept the barbs and all the hate as well.
The only reason I said that is because we all know her from doing her like how she is. I'm like, can you imagine her playing another character other than that type of character?
She gonna be herself, I think.
I was gonna say that because that'd be weird seeing her like be like not normal, but like not how people know her.
Well, you know what the real question is though, as far as rappers and actors, when is Drake gonna get back in the game? Because we know he's been producing and putting together some series, but he's going to make a crazy splash once he puts his face on screen in one of his own series or in a movie.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think Drake takes the MJ route and just do like mini movies with his own video of a song.
Right. Okay.
So you don't think he would want to be tied down to a series or anything?
Nah, I think he would just want to be him and do something in his own creative thing where one is he's the boss, kind of. So that's just me. I can see him doing like a 30-minute, 30-minute thing for a Tootsie Slide. I don't know. I don't know.
Can you imagine sliding across the country? Look.
I can just imagine him. I don't know. Yeah,
I would watch though. I mean, I would give it a chance. I think that he has like a huge following from Degrassi. So I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. That's another person I was jealous and hating the first time. When he get back on the screen, I'm gonna be hating for sure. It's gonna be good though, but I'm gonna hate. But I could see him doing the 50 Cent thing where he's producing his own series and starring in it. I think that's going to be the future for him. Probably when he gets to a more mature age, and this COVID thing could speed up things for a lot of people getting into those type of creative bags. I think so. But I'm here. I'm here for it. Speaking of jealousy, though, I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you the time I was jealous of this man right here on screen.
What I did?
Bro, you was in a movie trailer for Armored, and I was like, "Oh, my boy made it." He didn't pass me. Like, okay, that TV stuff was cute, you know what I'm saying? But once you hit that big screen, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little jealous, but I was hella proud of you, and the AGC team. But just tell us what, just to go back a little bit to Dre, what was that like getting up on that big screen, being in that trailer, and like this was Lawrence Fishburne, Columbus Short when he was at his like height. What was it like? And you played an integral role in the movie too, which was dope.
First of all, that project was a blessing. it was between me and Evan Ross, just a little bit of tea, right? So I was like convinced, like, oh, this Evan Ross, ATL just came out. So I prayed on it. I prayed, and I really prayed for that project because I felt like, you know, we're talking about nostalgia here, right? I feel like sometimes too much nostalgia could be a hindrance if it's like embedded into your career. And I feel like after I did so much Disney, casting directors were like, going back to Disney. You do little kid stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm 20 now. I can cuss if I want to. So doing that project, it gave me the boost that I needed to keep going. It made me feel like a young adult actor. I was surrounded by crazy, amazing actors. Like you said, Columbus Short, Jean Reno, like this incredible French actor, Henri Nolasco, Lawrence Fishburne, who punched the hell out of me while we were filming. So we had to do like this fight scene, right? And this is my first fight scene ever. My palms are sweaty because I'm like, oh my God, I got to swing at Lawrence Fishburne. And I'm swinging, like I'm trying to commit and really like get into it. And I hit him like in the hand where he's supposed to block it. And he said, okay, can we cut for a second? Put your hand up.
No, wait.
He socked the shit out of my hand. I said, oh. He said, that's how you're hitting me. We're acting, right? I said, yes, sir. Yes, Ike. But I learned so much from that movie. I learned so much. And again, I felt like I was, for the first time, I was on a set with a bunch of adults, but I was also a young adult. So that movie meant a lot to me. Love that movie.
Dope. Prime. I think we got pretty much everything. I just want to go to my last question before we wrap up this whole conversation about the dual threat pop star child actor fusion, whatever it is, whatever we name the episode. Do we have any other names that we want to throw into the hat? Do we say, is Vanessa a singer?
Not to that extent. That's what I was going to say. Do we count?
She sings.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we count people?
Give the singers their credit now.
No, I'm saying you said stars. You said stars. So I'm saying, are we counting? Because we can go like Miranda Cosgrove or like Leon Thomas or like.
Oh,
how we doing this?
Well, school me on Leon Thomas because I've just been hearing the name Leon and I just block it out because I'm like, I'm the only Leon I know. So
Leon Thomas, he had dreads, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, that boy can sing. He danced.
Plays piano, plays a lot of instruments. He can sing, acts.
Mm-hmm.
What is his acting resume like?
He did Victoria.
Yeah.
Which is like a show about him basically showcasing he can sing and be talented. Pretty much.
Yeah. It was like Nickelodeon's High School Musical turned into a series.
Yeah. Oh, also Victoria Justice. It's his famous topic. He can do it all.
What was that?
Victoria Justice.
Oh yeah, I do like her.
Yeah.
She was so pretty at such a young age. Like she already was like a woman in the face.
Yeah. You got, let's see, Jamie Lynn Spears. You got Jamie.
Yes, you throw her in there.
You said Jamie Lynn Spears?
Yeah.
She ain't touching big sis, but all right.
I already know. Like I'm gonna think about 5
down
people.
a rabbit hole of any we talking about the top.
Always. See, that's what I'm saying. You gonna ask me about singers going. I'm always going with the underrated people, and you don't talk about.
You know, I'm a big front runner. I'm always going towards the top. So kind of to my who else? What you got, Kenny?
Brandy.
Ooh, respect to the God.
Yeah, man. Like back in the day, like back.
Wait, she might. That might change a lot, actually, from my question that I was gonna ask. But now it ain't gonna quite change everything. But Brandy is she's up there, man. She's over Lauryn Hill. I will put her above Lauryn Hill on my list, just because, just respect for longevity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So my ultimate question: any other names that we could think of right now? What was the two I
could think of a lot, but I'm not. I guess I don't.
No, go ahead, Prime. I ain't gonna cut them down. Come on. Give us the list.
All right. Let's see. Where can we go with this? I mean, you can go. You want to go Disney, Nickelodeon? Like, where y'all want to go? Pick a station.
Let's go Disney.
Channel. Disney.
Let's go Disney.
Okay. Okay. Um, I don't know if you want to count Ashley Tisdale, but she counts. She acts and sings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we go down the whole house of music. Lucas Grabeel, he acts and sings. Oh my God, what is her name? What is her name? What is her name? Oh, you guys Zendaya too, of course.
Ooh, Zendaya. Okay, I like that ad. I'm a
Okay,
big fan of Zendaya. Yeah.
I forgot her name. Is it Bridget Miller? I think Bridget Miller. She was in Good Luck Charlie. She acts and sings.
Okay.
She's like I want to call her a country singer. She does those type of songs. Yeah, I'm just going down the rabbit hole. I'm done. Y'all can stop me now. I'm done.
I mean, I would even give it to Orlando Brown, like when he was doing his thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That boy was singing and dancing everywhere, even when you didn't ask him to.
Yeah. Or
that man was a performer.
No, he could do it all. He could do comedy, sing, dance, act, rap, write.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could. That dude.
Yeah, he also had that thing, that unapologetic energy of just like, I'm in the room, what's good?
That's another.
Love that about him.
That's another one we need on the podcast. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I would love this. Would you? What was your? Did you have a relationship with Orlando?
Yeah, it was a lot like. Well, if you were to take away AGC from us, how we saw each other at auditions and built the rapport there, that's pretty much what it was. Like, we never hung out, but we would see each other at places. You know, we were both doing Disney, and yeah, we were cool.
It was cool.
I always looked at him though, like I was always confused at his energy. You know what I mean? Because like my mom was always one that's like, when you sign up for your audition, you sit down, you read your lines, you be quiet, don't disturb anybody. But he would come in like, "What's up? I got a pizza. Anybody want a pizza?" Like, yo, there's nothing in your hand. But then he will book the shit because he's coming in with that energy. So I always had this weird, like, I'm intimidated by how much energy you have, but I also respect you. I see you.
Right. And I think I said something similar, that he kind of tricked me out of some jobs because he would get you out of your mode and he would be ready to go professional, and like he would have his stuff down. And I'm like over here trying to figure it out and get confused and thrown off. And he didn't tricked his way right into the job. Look.
Yep.
He was a master.
I got two last names.
What's up?
I got China Ann McClain, who sings and acts. She was on House of Pain.
Sisters, right? She has two sisters in the game, right?
Yeah. She has a lot of movies on Disney Channel right now. I don't know if they call it zombies, or I forgot what movie it is, but she had those movies, and she had her own show. I don't know what it's called. Descendants. That's what Descendants. That's what her movies are. And then the last name I'm gonna say, and we're gonna end this, is Raven.
Ooh, okay. Raven had some tracks.
Yeah,
backflip.
My homie, shout out to the homie Marquise Wilson that was did some stuff with Raven. He had a tape back in the day, had a little rap tape. I can't remember his rap name, but he was wild. Obviously, you could throw in names like Tatiana Ali, Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They did these things. Yeah, it's a whole lot. But my question for y'all, if you could choose one ultimate career path from all the names that we chose, I already know. I think I've already expressed my personal favorite right now. If I had to do it for today, it'd be Ariana Grande. That's no question. But I'm going to do it from a more historic point. I'm going to answer that again. If you could be one of these guys, this goes back to Justin Timberlake. Was JC on that show too? Was he on Mickey Mouse Club? Who would you want to be? What career would you want to take? Kiki Palmer I love her career as well. From Aquila.
Yeah,
she started off as Aquila. Sang. He done so much stuff, man. Who's your favorite? Who's the person that you could would pattern yourself after? If you could.
Well, which one of them has like the most low key?
See, that's up to you. If you like the low key, then you could choose that as well. You know what I'm saying? You can choice is up to you.
Well, I mean, I don't mean the low key career, but I mean like low key Offset.
Right.
Because I love my privacy, so I love artists that have like a huge following, huge career, but you don't know where they at. They're not
That's Lauryn Hill. That's Lauren right there.
Boom.
And you got the crown too. You ready already? Look.
I'm speaking it into existence. You hear me?
Well, that's more of the Badu crown. That's the more of the Badu. She used to do that now. Much love to
yeah, it would be Lauryn Hill for me.
What? Okay, and I love the hell out of Lauren. What would you say, Prime?
I might have to go Grande because she was on the show as like one of the main friends, and then she had her own show, with her name in the title, and then now she just sings, got like tons of albums and tons of dope platinums and golds and all that. So I might have to say Ariana Grande, maybe. If not Ariana Grande, I probably want to go the same career path as Miranda Cosgrove, where she had two shows. One was about her when she was little sister. She sings all over, and she still went to college and got her degree before she turned 30. So maybe I would choose her too. So,
that show was huge. iCarly
was huge. iCarly was huge, and Drake and Josh was huge. She was on two huge shows, and then sings as well. So I would probably say them two.
And then there's Demi Lovato has a strong career too, man. I'm just trying to think about it. She been through a lot though, huh? Why you have to make that? I wasn't even thinking about it. Man, I guess I don't even have an answer other than Ariana Grande. I ain't gonna lie. That's my girl, man. She a Cancer. It's something about her, man. I just love her music. I love the effortlessness that she puts into her music, and her voice is amazing. Like I said, I think she's once in a generation. I'm gonna have to go with Ariana, man, and then runner up will be Drake, just because I really would want that to be it, but I just can't admit it like that easy right now. Until he fall off. Once he fall off, then I could definitely admit that for sure.
All right, real quick then, is Carla Pratt a singer? Like, is she known for singing, or she just had she can't just sing?
She had a track.
I don't know her as a singer.
She has some music.
Well, now I'm saying if she was a singer. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. If she was a singer, I probably would have chose Carla Pratt. But you know what I'm saying?
Hey, this guy, what you got to say about Carla Pratt? You just gonna choose if she was a singer, she would just win? Like, how do you even know she would have a good voice? What do you mean by that?
Because you said what career?
Ariana Grande?
What career path would I want to do? She's acted in all these shows. I'm saying if she could sing on top of all the different stuff that she's done, then yeah, Miranda Cosgrove sings, and she has one or two tracks, and she's just guest stars and sings, but she doesn't have a album. That's what I would just say.
I would like that. I do like that, Prime. I think I wouldn't want to do the whole album and tour and all that. Let me have a show and then put out a little hit every now and then. I think I would want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a question for y'all.
What's up, man?
Let's reverse it real quick. What artist do you feel deserves more flowers, more credit? Like the triple threats or the dual threats. Who's out there that doesn't get enough recognition? I feel like Prime got 5 names that he can pull up right now.
I'll let Leon.
Well, first I would say if I was picking someone that does get a lot but not enough, I would say Kiki, because she does get a lot of looks, but I still feel like she has a lot of battles out there with her image and being herself, and I think she should be further along based on her talent.
I agree.
One person that was in and out, and I'm gonna be mad because I don't remember her name. Okay, she starred in Belly. Her name is Taro Hicks. Taro Hicks. If you hear her voice is so amazing, so 90s swing, so jazz, so chill. I want to say it gave me like some side A type vibes, but not side A, but someone. Yeah, you just got to check it out. In fact, I'm gonna throw it in right here. And Taro Hicks, like she should definitely have continued to progress in her career. Maybe I was just like fawning after her because she was fine. She was fine. But she's star of Bronx Tale, star of Belly, and she has an amazing voice. So that's who I would say, Taro Hicks.
Okay, I have two.
Okay.
One, Taina.
Taina.
Where did she go?
Yeah.
I wanna see my name in lights. No one's gonna stop me losing. I will go on. Hey, that was my show. Taina. I feel grown watching that.
Look, she was vibing. Yep.
Yeah. So Taina, and then Countess Vaughn.
Yeah.
We slept on Countess Vaughn, man. That woman can sing, and she was funny. I mean, she is funny. She's still with us, Lord. But yeah, she is hilarious. She is hilarious to me.
She had a hell of a song. I've heard some of her stuff. In fact, she was on this same list that we're talking about with Taro Hicks that was put out by Black Femininity TV. You guys go check that out on their YouTube. She has a great list of actors, actresses that could have been singers as well. Taro Hicks is on there, and so was Countess Vaughn. I think she was like number 2 on this list. So it's a great resource for the conversation that we're having. But yeah, Countess, she had that swing too. Like she was up there with Brandy as far as her vocal skills. Like,
and Brandy was like, "Okay, girl, I need you to get your own show. Go, go on over there.
You gonna do that Parker stuff? Look."
I will say she had a successful spinoff, so like they go hand in hand. Then of course she can't sing, so I think that's a good choice. Countess Vaughn is a good choice.
That's a dope choice. Yep.
My girl.
What would you say, Prime? Who would you say needs more shine and should get some more love?
I mean, I would say for one, Leon Thomas, just because of like.
Oh, the other Leon.
I'm playing. Only because like with him being on a show on a Nick show in the 2010s, it don't really. Some people might just see that show and be like, whatever. It's Nick in the 2010s, so it's not the same. But like, I think that show showcased a lot of talent because you do have like Victoria Justice, Ariana Grande, different other people coming in the show. So I think like he should get a lot of more credit. But as far as other people, I mean, I can think of a lot, but I don't even want to just be sitting here and just shooting out all these names, spewing out all these names. So I'm gonna just call it simple. I'm gonna just say that's my only one.
I know you be caping for Tatiana Ali too in her single. Like you always say that should have been a
risk. She should have released "Make Up Your Mind." They should have. Like
that was my jam though. I liked all of her music.
But "Make Up Your Mind" is like, for one, she sung it on the Fresh Prince, so like a lot of people probably already heard her sing it and like the way that she sung it on there, which is why it should have got released. I think they should have made it. They should have, some of the songs they did or whatever on that show, like her singing "Hey Mr. DJ" as a cover, they should have released that too.
Will Smith should have signed her. Basically, he should have signed her and put it out right then. Like, nah, we is not letting this money just stay on the table. Like, we get
right. Wait, did he manage her? Didn't he manage her music career in the beginning or something?
I think he told her to do it pretty much. Like he the one that pressured her into it, more or less. But since we talk about more people that deserve it, I'm gonna go kind of in the adult range. I'm gonna say like Gina Arnold and Tisha Campbell.
Now that's a whole nother story because them sisters been putting in work for literally decades together, which is like, have they been properly celebrated for their friendship and like ability to navigate through this entire and like the stuff that she's been recently going through, unfortunately, Tisha Martin, that she's been going through her whole career and like,
I don't know. Wait a minute. Is she just Tisha Campbell now?
Tisha Campbell, excuse me, my bad. Exactly. And that was exactly the problem, right? Look, I didn't put her right back into the situation. Tisha Campbell, yeah. I mean, they are they're kind of the like original, like the blueprint for a lot of actresses, I would say, young actresses that want to be dual threats.
Absolutely.
And me and Andre know because we did Little Shop of Horrors. Did you do that?
No, I came in right after. I
Okay.
came in right after that, but I wanted to be in that show so bad.
I was in there. I didn't know if I got ate by the plant, but what did I don't know what I was doing back then, but
yeah. Actually, I think they're not celebrated enough because we spent so much time having like the light skin, dark skin conversation. Like the who's the lead and who's the second. We weren't focused on the fact that they were both booked and blessed. So hopefully we can get to that now.
Yeah. They even had that episode when Biggie was on there. They were trying to audition, and they both were trying to outsing each other. So, and then like they hosted the Soul Train Awards like 3 years in a row. Like they do their own intro, like they sing and dance in the beginning, like their own voices, like and they no dub or nothing. I like that. So I think they should be more celebrated. I'm gonna just end it with them. I would go deep diving, but I'm not gonna do it.
I actually love that you threw them in there at the end. We could do a whole episode just off them and their partnership and their career and everything they've done for what they was they both in what's the House Party movie? Look, I was gonna say Party House. I'm tripping. Was they both in House Party or was it just Tasha?
I think it was just
Martin. I mean Tisha.
It's just Tisha Martin.
Yeah. It's like
they just feel like they was always together no matter what. They always been friends, right?
Yeah, no, I think
they were friends already.
I think they was friends since they were, I don't want to say 15, but I think that's the age that was. I think.
Dope.
Hey, that's the power of art and musical theater. You make lifelong friends when you perform together and do art together.
Yep. And so, I think that's a perfect little note to end on. Obviously, me and Andre, we did musical theater together. So thank you so much, my AGC brother, for coming blessing us with your presence. And also, dual child star, superstar in his own right as well. We're waiting for that career, that single for you to solidify your singing career.
Yeah. I gotta clean it up.
Is yours on SoundCloud? Where can we find your music? In fact, just tell us where we can find everything about you that people want to know.
Well, you can find my music in your mind. Because I haven't made it yet. But it's coming. It's gonna come one day. I'm sure I'm gonna end up getting a role that requires me to sing, and then next thing you know, I'm gonna be like, I want to be a singer now.
You're gonna be the 1500 like everybody else. Look.
Exactly. You can find me on Instagram, Andre Jamal Kinney. And you can also find me in this new season of Disney Plus's Proud Family. Louder and Prouder. Hello. Okay. And it's actually going to be really good because it's on Disney Plus, the topics are more relevant. I'll just say that. Still a cartoon, still for all ages, but what we've been touching on, like even from the very first episode, was like, oh, okay, we getting some stuff done. It's gonna be a good show.
Dope, man. Yeah. And Prime, can I tell them where I'm at or how you want to do this, man? What's up? In fact, let me just go ahead and y'all find me at leeboytv.com. Look, I done messed up the whole outro. Prime looking at me crazy. Find me on leeboytv.com, on Instagram at leeboytv, YouTube. Man, I wanted to do one last thing on Donald Trump's exit, but I didn't have the spirit to get back in that bag. So y'all just go check out Leeboy and Fuzz Capitol Hill. I was going to do worst president ever, but we getting past that. All right. We ain't going to speak his name. We on the 46. We done survived 45. That's all I got to say on that. But look, Prime's like, there you go talking that political stuff. Look.
We did it.
Nah, my headphones had died. That's why I was like, hold on. But
that's all I got, man. Just tell the people where to find you, Prime.
Before I do that, just real quick, I do want to give a shout out to some people that's been on the show and fans of the show, like Lisa, who's on the new show, and all them. So like Kiki's on the new show. She's not a friend of the show, but she's on the new show. Marcus is on the new show as well. Marcus Paul, we don't hear. So I just gotta give a shout out to a couple people.
Oh yeah. We didn't talk to a couple of people that's gonna be on the Louder and Prouder. Like you said, Elisa Reyes, Marcus Polk, So hopefully y'all cross paths. I know with COVID, y'all ain't really like in the same rooms probably, but maybe
we can't
y'all
be in the studio at the same time.
We done had a couple, man. We making our rounds. We doing all right. We doing all right, Prime.
Yeah. And y'all can just follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KBNG Primetime and follow the podcast. Leon, what's the podcast at on Twitter?
Look, this guy quizzing me. It's P Nostalgia Pod. Nah?
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Look,
All right.
y'all follow us on Twitter, P Nostalgia Pod. Look, Prime Nostalgia Pod on Instagram. And yeah, just Google Prime Nostalgia Podcast, man. We've got a bunch of dope episodes, including today's episode. You'll see what we titled it because I can't get it right today. But this was a dope one. As always, y'all go check out Keenan, go check out the All That reunion. It's gonna be a hell of a ride and much appreciated. And can I say it? Can I say it today?
Yeah, say it.
Prime time. It's all the time. Hey.